Hello and welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be going over a before and after of Minnie's buff. And if you haven't heard, Minnie's buff is absolutely amazing. It could possibly take her up into S tier and possibly even the first spot above Ariel. And I know Ariel did get a slight nerf, but this still is a large feat, even though especially because she was in D tier beforehand. So what are the main takeaways? Minnie now has a new buff called Hearts Fire Charge, which now gives her 10% attack and 10% defense, which is similar to Mr. Incredible's Showtime talent. Minnie also gains attack buffs from her basic and heavy attacks, but it's important to note that these two are separate. So the 10% attack is a passive increase, so you won't see any attack buffs, but you'll only see 10 Hearts Fire Charges. And you'll see 10 attack buffs from the basic and heavy attacks. You have a 20% chance to inflict a attack buff from the basic attack, and a 100% chance to inflict or to gain an attack buff when using a heavy attack. So these attack buffs last for the entirety of the combat, so you would need to reapply them when you enter a new wave. The special damage has been doubled, but the burn has become weaker. But in reality, how true is this? Because Minnie now has a lot more attack, so she may actually deal more burn damage. She also inflicts an attack debuff, so the enemy will deal less damage, which is great for her survivability, especially because Minnie has seen a decrease in her health. When it comes to her talents, both her basic... Wait, let me just press talents. If I just do this, no. Yeah, so both her basic attacks have changed from health and defense to focus and attack. And essentially she has more crit damage, she has more attack, stronger burns, and her talents from her talent, and the focus buffs last for 6 seconds instead of the duration of her special ability. And also, if you look at my Minnie's stats, she's got 1712 health, 1693 defense, and 1778 attack, and 1863 focus. I won't be touching my Minnie until after the update, so I can then compare these stats to see how big of a change there actually has been. And now I'm going to show you some gameplay with some talents. Let me just pick the talents right now. So let's choose Undaunted Strikes. They're all level 1, by the way. We'll have strong attack buff, so strong spirit, and we'll add fearless focus. Alright, so that's going to be the talents we're going to be using for this gameplay, and then we're going to also compare this gameplay to the gameplay after the buff. So this is a gameplay for before the update. Let me just enter this fight. It's a 1v1 showdown against Ariel. We'll just let it load in. And it's I've picked this fight specifically because Ariel does gain buffs, so this is gonna help Minnie gain her own buffs. And you'll see the comparison of how she's so reliant in this fight on those buffs compared to the next fight. Right, so as you can see, we've got no attack buffs. Only got one because she used her special. And what's interesting is that when Ariel cleansed that burn, and then got the attack buff, she still did not get, or Minnie rather did not get the attack before that. So as you can see, Ariel has 3 or 4 now, but Minnie only has 3. And it's interesting how that focus is going to work now, because as you can see, that focus usually lasts for the entirety of the special, but now it's going to last for 6 seconds, which is amazing. To be honest, I did play this fight quite badly. I should have let her use her special instead of countering it, just so Minnie could get more attack buffs. I did realise this later on though. Just do that damage. She's at 5 attack buffs now, which took a long time, about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and she's only at 5 attack buffs, which is quite low. 599, 299, 66 for the burn. It's not a lot of damage. We'll see how this compares in a later video. 668, not bad, with 8 attack buffs now. Yep, and there we go. Ariel is dead. Ooh, 1,513, sorry. But now let's just move on to after the update. So we've finally been able to download the update, and Minnie's stats have had a massive increase. So as you can see, she's got 1,505 health. This is a difference of over 200 health, which doesn't sound like a lot, but at that lower level, that is definitely a lot. So if you compare it to other melees, as you can see, Hook, he has 1,855. Let's see if I've got anyone else. I got Anger, 2,100. I'm not sure if the Astrals add to that, but Stitch, also 1,882. And do we have any more? Let's see. So she's got near Snow White. I could rank her up. I didn't know that. I'll do that later. But as you can see, as a level 30 Snow White has 1,382 health, whereas a level 40 Minnie only has 1,505. However, previously her attack was 1,778, and now her attack is up to 2,073, which is a great increase. And not only that, her defense rather was 1,693. Now it's 2,070, and previously her focus was 1,863, and now it's 1,355, which is pretty big. And especially because Minnie seems to be focused around focus, but I do think because you got those changes, it may not matter as much. But nonetheless, let's just enter the same fight. So if you go to events, 1v1 showdown, we've got a few new events. I should quickly be getting through them. Alright, so 1v1 showdown, I think it was level 27, it was an aerial, correct? And let's just see how Minnie fares. We're going to have to be doing a lot more things purposefully, especially because Ariel is a boss. We're going to need to limit our heavy attacks, but usually you'd want to be doing a lot more heavy attacks. We could probably fit in a few heavy attacks while she is getting her special ready. Yeah, that makes more sense. And hopefully we get lucky with those 20% attack buffs. Right. Okay. Already got one. Heavy. Okay, we're doing good so far. Well, I think already, damn, already Minnie is doing a lot more damage than she would have previously. Oops, bad timing. Wait for that. Okay, we're essentially at 15 attack buffs right now. Oops! Yeah, let's try that again. But I did get a little bit excited by doing too many heavy attacks. So let's just do that again. We're not going to retake that. But so far, I think Minnie has become a lot better. So let's just try not to get hit this time. Alright. Just don't throw those heavy attacks while she's not charging her special. I'm so used to heavy countering. Can fit 2 in, then special. Perfect. She's stunned as well. Maybe could have fit in another heavy attack, but it's a bit risky. Double heavy attack and special. Seems like a pretty good rotation. Okay. Perfect. Alright, yeah. The amount of buffs Minnie has, she's going to be so good with Hero. Oops. Bad timing. Okay, oh. Yeah, I do think Minnie has got a lot of potential. Oops. Let's not die here. Yeah, and that should be it. 2,319 damage. So I don't even need to go back and watch the previous footage because that is so much more insane. I'm actually going to do that anyways just to show you guys the difference. But I am very surprised. I do think that she's got to be minimum A tier and maybe even S tier. And that was only at level 40. So she could possibly be better than Ariel, which I'm pretty sad about. Mainly because I've got her at Astro 5. But I am very impressed. But now let me just watch both clips back and I'll do a comparison. So, in 1 minute, Minnie pre-buff, which means before the buff, was dealing 231 damage on her basic attack, whereas after the buff, Minnie was dealing 450 damage, which is around about a 94% difference, which is insane. And at the end of the fight, Minnie's heavy crit for 2,390 damage, which is after the buff, whereas beforehand it was only 1,500, which is a difference in 800 damage, which it means that this is another very significant change. To a positive change, obviously. Now onto her special ability. Towards the end of the fight, before the buff, Minnie dealt only 737 damage on her special, whereas Minnie after the buff did 1,803, which is a lot more. But keep in mind, to get to that 737 damage, it took a lot longer than Minnie to get to 1,803. So if the Minnie after the buff was given as much time as Minnie before the buff, that 1,803 would be much higher, which is crazy to think about. But overall, I do think Minnie is no longer D tier and she's minimum in A tier, with a very, very high possibility of her getting that S tier spot. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.